What is going on, everybody? James Hancock here. I'm back to review the Season 1 premiere of Tulsa King coming our way on November 13th. And not to worry, this review will be 100% spoiler-free. The screening was part of like a Taylor Sheridan double feature that was playing all over the country, where they played the Season 5 premiere of Yellowstone and the Season 1 premiere of Tulsa King. And going into the screening, I figured, well, Yellowstone's a kick-ass show. It's got tons of fans. I'll be reviewing that first. And maybe if Tulsa King's good, it's kind of icing on the cake. I'll review that tomorrow. But this Season 1 premiere was so damn funny and so damn entertaining and just so much fun from start to finish. I decided I'm reviewing this first, and I know that if you're a Yellowstone fan, you must be thinking, well, shit, that's a bold statement, placing Tulsa King over Yellowstone, but I'll be reviewing Yellowstone tomorrow. But if you like Taylor Sheridan, goddamn, you're going to love Tulsa King. And if you like Sylvester Stallone, good God, I mean, you are going to howl with glee from start to finish. I mean, this guy, he is a showbiz icon. He's been appearing in movies since before I was fucking born. I've been watching him in movies my entire life. And part of me wishes that Tulsa King was just a kick-ass kind of Midwestern gangster movie. But the good news is we're going to get like 10 hours of Sly Stallone in this just phenomenal fish out of water scenario. We have a guy in the mafia getting out of jail after being in jail for 25 years, and he thinks he's going to be living on easy street the rest of his life. He's been a good boy. He kept his mouth shut. He's expecting a big reward, and his reward is to basically strike out for virgin territory and try and establish like an outpost in Tulsa, because even though Oklahoma has very little in common with New York, where he's from, like every place on the planet, any place where people consume drugs or gamble or have sex, there's money to be made. And it is just an absolute delight watching Sly Stallone just swing the wrecking ball, but not like in a kind of a thuggy way. He is perfectly charming every step of the way, but charming with a charming individual who can pack a punch when need be. But goddamn, I think I howled out loud like 30 times in this first episode. And for a 1-hour episode of television, that is quite a few laughs per minute. And I should mention this, that the audience was just enthralled by both of these shows. Usually if you go see anything in the theater in Times Square on a Saturday night, especially Times Square Saturday night, Halloween weekend, well, let's just say that New York can throw you a few curveballs. And I saw plenty of weird shit before and after the screening, getting to and from the movie, or not the movie, just the TV double feature. But once these shows were on, I mean, this crowd was there to see these shows, and they wanted no distractions. There were no late arrivals. There were no cell phones on. There was no talking. There was no chewing with the mouth open, like all the crap that I usually complain about. So I don't know, maybe Taylor Sheridan just has that level of loyalty from the audience, because Taylor Sheridan as a writer, and admittedly he's got writer and producer Terrence Winter working with him on this show, but if you look at the credits that Taylor Sheridan has accumulated just as a writer over the last 10 years, it's kind of awe-inspiring. I first got exposed to his writing when I saw Sicario back in 2015, which I thought was killer, and I still think it's one of Denis Villeneuve's best movies. And then Hell or High Water confirmed that this guy really knows how to do some scribbling. And I've read some interviews with him where he talks about Cormac McCarthy and Larry McMurtry as two of his biggest influences, and you can't really go wrong with either of those guys. If you look closely, you'll see Cormac McCarthy books and Larry McMurtry books behind me. But he's also a big fan of the Coen brothers, who obviously have a knack for kind of hayseed, frontier dialogue and that sort of thing. So the influences are plain. But what impresses me the most about Taylor Sheridan is his output. The guy, like when you look at a show like Yellowstone, where most showrunners, maybe they'll work on like 1 or 2 scripts per season, but it's just like one episode after another that he's cranking out. I mean, he might have more writing credits to his name in the last 10 years than any other writer working in Hollywood. And he started out as kind of a character actor, and goddamn, he's just forged this media streaming empire. And even though my first and only love will always belong to movies, we live in the era of streaming, and he is clearly he's kind of seen the lay of the land, and it's just cranking out shows left and right. And I've not yet seen 1883, and I know he's got 1923 coming out in a few short months. And he's also got that show with Jeremy Renner, Mayor of Kingstown, I think is what it's called. In any event, all I've seen is the feature films that I mentioned, and every episode of Yellowstone, and now Tulsa King. But what's great is how this show marries the two sensibilities of writer Terrence Winter and Taylor Sheridan, because Terrence Winter, he comes from shows like The Sopranos and Boardwalk Empire. I mean, he knows New York crime figures when it comes, at least in the world of entertainment, very, very well. And Taylor Sheridan, he knows how to write some hicks or shit kickers or country bumpkins or hillbillies or whatever you want to call them. He loves that world. He knows that world, and he writes those characters with so much affection and so much integrity and authenticity. And to see these two worlds collide is just fascinating. And obviously, Sylvester Stallone has got so much charm, but watching how he either pushes around and or wins over everybody he meets in Tulsa, I can't say enough about it. It is just so much goddamn fun. And it's not a comedy, but goddamn, I was just howling with just one line after another. And this show just leans all the way in on being an entertaining ride. There's no ethical or moral sermonizing in any way, shape, or form. Never at any point are they trying to make this show good for you. I mean, it's a show that's filled with laughs, violence, drugs, strip clubs, sex. I mean, it's all the stuff that a growing boy needs. And I think a lot of times that Hollywood forgets that it's an industry driven by hits. Like, no matter what kind of agenda you want to push or no matter what message you want to include, if your shows and movies are not hits, well, then everybody just kind of slowly but surely will walk away and watch something else. For instance, right now I've got a pay-per-view going on right over my computer because I'm waiting to watch Anderson Silva fight Jake Paul later this evening because it's going to be entertaining. I'm not expecting any nutrition from that experience, but it's going to be a wild experience. And Tulsa King is one of those shows that embraces the experience you might have like at a great casino or watching a great fight card in person. It's sin, it's vice, it's fucking fun. And it's not just the Sly Stallone show. They've assembled a pretty goddamn good ensemble cast, which includes Martin Starr, who is just funny as hell in it. And from what I've seen so far, Garrett Hedlund seems to be delivering a really interesting performance as well. I mean, I can't wait to watch more of this. And with Yellowstone, I made the mistake after watching the season 1 premiere years ago. I reviewed it, I gave it a favorable review, and then for whatever reason, I kind of forgot about it for years. And then recently, I finally got caught up, and I'm like, God damn, like, why wasn't I following this and reviewing this every step of the way and enjoying conversations about Yellowstone with all the fans? Well, I'm not going to make that mistake with Tulsa King. I am in all the way, and who knows, maybe the second episode will totally suck, but I doubt it because at this point, Taylor Sheridan has proven he is consistent as hell. The dude clearly loves to write, and he's happy to write by the yard. I mean, the dude just cranks out dialogue like nobody's business. And the good news is Taylor Sheridan's only in his early 50s. He might be writing kick-ass shows and movies for the next 30 years. He has such a great ear for dialogue, and I hope he'll continue to work as a character actor. I mean, the character that he plays in Yellowstone is absolutely fantastic, and I love that whole speech he gave in that show about how about Roadhouse being the best film ever made. And while I wouldn't necessarily agree, that said, I've seen Roadhouse 1,000 times, 10,000 times. I don't know. I mean, I've seen that movie many. I would watch it right now if people came over and said, "Hey, let's fucking watch Roadhouse." I'm like, all right, yeah, let's get some beer and watch Roadhouse. I love Roadhouse. And I don't think that Taylor Sheridan has written any shows or movies yet that kind of are in the flavor of Roadhouse. Roadhouse is a little bit, I don't know, it's just a different flavor, but Taylor Sheridan has his own style, and if you like his style, Tulsa King will absolutely deliver. Just imagine combining the Mafia with Yellowstone, and you've got Tulsa King. But my advice is just watch the trailer. It does an excellent job of capturing the flavor and a lot of the major story beats of the first episode, and that'll tell you all you need to know. So regrettably, that's all I can say about this show until it's in wider circulation on November 13th, but definitely check it out. Sly Stallone, he's been entertaining us our entire lives, and it looks like he's going to act and work right up until his dying day, and God bless him. He's just an institution at this point, but you can tell he's not phoning this in. He's every ounce of charm and charisma and talent that he's got in his body, he's funneling it all into this character, and it's just delightful. But before I go, I have to bring you a word from Manscaped, the official sponsor of my podcast, Wrong Reel. This holiday season, I'll be giving thanks to our friends over at Manscaped. Everyone loves turkey and stuffing, but you'll be looking like dessert with the help of Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming have blessed you with the ultimate Thanksgiving dinner topic. Tell your in-laws about your new cutting-edge ball trimmer and gift yourself or the man in your life the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Trim your pumpkins by going to manscaped.com and using the code WRONGREEL in all caps for free shipping and 20% off. So as we look ahead to Thanksgiving, no matter how epic your Thanksgiving dinner might be, no matter how impressive your holiday spread might be, it's time to give thanks to the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0, or as I like to call it, the perfect package for your package. Inside, you'll find your Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. I'm actually wearing those boxer briefs as we speak, but think of it as a cornucopia for your balls. But it is time to wrap up this video because I have some fights to watch. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, hunt me down on Twitter at Geeking Out if you want to talk more. And I can't wait to hear what everybody thinks about Tulsa King in 2 short weeks. But thank you so much for watching my video. I greatly appreciate it. But more importantly, as always, onwards and upwards.